What should you do when he reads your text messages and doesn't reply? This video is gonna show you the counterintuitive mistake most women make when it comes to a guy reading your message and having the audacity not to respond. Wow, he did not respond. You know he read the message and that blah, insert expletive. I'm not gonna be able to say that because it's YouTube. In all seriousness, how does it feel when a guy refuses to respond when you know he's read your message? It's infuriating, it's angering, it's just ridiculous. It takes 2 seconds to respond, so why? This video is gonna tell you why and what to do about it so you don't make the most common mistake most women make, which is called the emotional texting trap. So many women fall into it. It's perfectly normal, it's even common. I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen because I'm Erin, your personal love expert, back on the channel where we make men make sense, VixenDaily. If you want the answer of what to do when he has the audacity to read your message and not reply, then write "I'm ready" right now in the comments while the intro plays. Real quick, if you like my videos, any of my videos, what I'm wearing, love advice, then give me a thumbs up, a like, share, subscribe, tell people all about it, because it really does help me out and I really do appreciate it. So here's the deal. You don't know for sure. Driving yourself nuts won't help. Don't fixate, it could be for many reasons. The worst thing you can do is overanalyze and text a bunch of times in a row. What you should not be doing is almost as important, if not more, than what you actually should be doing. What you should be doing is nothing, realistically, but what you should not be doing is actually the key, because the things you are doing are actually gonna sabotage you. So the don'ts are more important than the do's in this case. And if you want a texting script to get his heart back and make him reply, then I do invite you to get direct help from me at VixenInsider.com. That's VixenInsider.com. If there's still space available, I will whip up a very good text to win him back. But in all seriousness, there are guidelines that I need you to follow or you will just ruin the entire chance of things working. First, don't stalk him on social media. That's just weird. It's not considered a promising thing to do in a relationship for many reasons. It's creepy. It's the typical stalkerish behavior that no woman wants to be. Even if he doesn't text for days, do not fall into this trap. Second, drop the assumptions. He could be busy. He could be fly fishing. He could be at work. His phone could have broken. He could be watching TV. Anything could be happening. So why do you have to assume that because he read your text and didn't reply that he doesn't like you? It's a very narcissistic trait, to be honest, that you think that his entire life revolves around you. He's not sitting there reading your text or your message in some effort to hurt you. And I have to tell you the truth because it's gonna help you rather than sugarcoating it and lying. But it's a very narcissistic thing when you actually sit there and say a guy not responding and having the audacity to read a message is some horrible crime against humanity. It's really not. I mean, he could be busy and you're jumping to conclusions here. It's very self-centered and doesn't make men want to be more involved with you. And that's why I'm telling you this, so you know. We're all guilty of this feeling of being mad when someone doesn't text back, but just think about it for a second from this perspective and that will actually help snap you out of it. So the rule of thumb is don't text unless I script a text for you at VixenInsider.com, which is where I give direct help. If there's still space available, again, VixenInsider.com, it will just make you look desperate and needy because the mindset's all wrong. You have to wait at least 24 hours. Hit the pause button, pretend it's not happening, and keep busy. Go out, watch TV, go for a jog, read things on the internet, watch YouTube videos, research something you like. Do anything but sit there by your phone angry that he read your message or he read your social media message and didn't reply. A smart assumption is to assume that he doesn't like you back so that you don't end up jumping into this excitement mentality of thinking, oh, I need to get him to respond to a text and then it'll show he likes me and therefore my life will revolve around the text. Assume he doesn't like you. That's a safer bet. Because if a guy likes you, sooner or later, he's gonna respond or emerge, right? A relationship isn't just texting, but he'll emerge. And if texting is the vehicle of communication to connect you, he will do it sooner or later. But if you get needy and send a lot of messages, he will then actually run away, even if he was gonna text. Next, don't obsess about this and discuss it with other people. I mean, you can talk to me about it at VixenInsider.com if you want, or to your friends to vent, right? But it's a bad use of your emotional energy because it's not a good place to sit in, to ruminate in. When someone reads a message, I understand that it's annoying. I understand it can make you paranoid and feel like you're not worthy, like you're somehow rejected because they read your response and must have decided you're not worth the time. I get it, but it doesn't mean that what you're thinking is true. We're all our own worst enemy and think the worst, so don't dwell in this narrative where you discuss it with a bunch of people, because more commonly than not, all the other people you talk to about it will get it wrong. The people you talk to might encourage you to say, wow, how dare he? He's a horrible guy. Do not talk to him. Send him a nasty message saying how bad of a guy he is. When all he did, maybe he was taking his daughter to school or something and he didn't reply, yet you're sitting there yelling at him. Think about how that makes you look from an objective perspective, and think about how the opinions of others that are misguided by whatever end up giving you bad advice and feeding into this negative whirlwind. So another thing is, don't post weird passive-aggressive social media. That's pretty much a guarantee for a guy to say, no, this person is not someone I see any future with. I don't even think it's worth just kind of getting with him, because that's gonna be a hassle and it's gonna end up with stalker situations that just don't feel good. I'm not saying you're a stalker. I know you just want him to reply and you like him and you're excited, but think of it from an objective perspective, right? If you start posting aggressive, passive-aggressive social media, he will either not notice, which let's hope that's the case, but if he notices, he's gonna say, oh, geez. I mean, maybe he won't know it's about him, maybe, but if he realizes that it's about him, he's gonna think that you're kind of not looking at this situation correctly and that you're moving way too fast, and he's gonna be really weirded out by the situation. So kind of avoid that. It's not about social media as like some big, taboo of what not to do. The point is, don't be needy. Don't be desperate. Don't feel that if he doesn't respond that you're not okay. That's the real secret. That's the real heart of all of this. And don't text him. He'll eventually respond if he likes you. If he never comes back, then he didn't like you. He forgot about you. And then you can text him again in like 4 days or something, and then do it once. Don't do it a bunch. Don't text over and over, but do text him, but give it time and be cheery, be in a good place. Don't accuse him and don't write long messages that are angry. That won't work. He'll just ignore you more or laugh it off and try to subtly but seriously get away from you. So you can text him, but wait, pause. Think about how you texted him last. If it was needy, then you have to really take a break and recenter, and then maybe things will work out, but you gotta wait. If you want help on when to text the right timing, which I can also definitely guide you with, because it's important to have the right timing when you have already texted and made a mistake, I invite you to join VixenInsider.com. That's VixenInsider.com, and subscribe to the channel for more love advice. You can finally have the love life that you really want, and comment with any thoughts or questions you might have, and I'll see you next time.